Hi everyone, I'm back taking over Karen's channel while she's out of town. And so that means more sponging because she's not here to stop me. So we have a really pretty beach card that I'm going to be making today using the Stampin' Up, there's a glare, Stampin' Up blender brushes, these little guys. And we're going to have some fun with it. Alrighty, let's get started. I'm going to flip you down. Okay, so I've got my blender brushes over here, and I've got quite a lot of colors for this. I've got Crumb Cake, Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, and finally Night of Navy. So as you see, they kind of go from light to dark. And we're going to be doing that in our sponging as well. Okay, so I have a piece of shimmer cardstock cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So it's just a normal layer. I'm going to put that on my grid sheet, like so. And then I'm going to take, these are Post-it notes that are covered in sticky all across. So I am going to do my best to line them straight across using the lines as a guide. I might need to get a glue dot. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a glue dot, and I'm going to attach it to the back of this paper so that it will stay down for me. And it won't move while I'm adding it or blending. So I'm just going to put that right in the middle. I think one should do it. If not, I'll get another one. So I'm going to line this up back to my edges. Make sure to press that down. I'm going to take the sticky note and I'm going to start it on this line. I'm going to keep that down. Oh, actually, it's the size of the block, so that's really nice. So I'm going to just make sure that it lines up. There. Nice. I've got some more here in a different color. I'm going to line it up. On the line, making sure that I am happy. So I am actually going to take this one and I'm going to move it up so that it keeps the top down as well. So I'm going to line it up with this. Nope, didn't quite get it. Okay. No, I think I got it. So I'm just going to burnish that all down, and I'm going to do another one. And you can look, this is going to give us 4 squares, and it's 4 squares here with 8 squares in the middle. So it's going to be, I think it's going to look great because we're just going for like a little strip. I think that actually, where's my scissors? Did not go on straight. I think that's the hardest part of this card, is just making sure that the lines are straight and even. Okay, I'll check with this one. So I'm going to take another one. This takes 4 Post-it notes, 5 Post-it notes actually. I'm going to line this up again. I'm gonna look, make sure, maybe go a little bit over. So I do think this needs to follow this little guy down here. Okay. Okay. gonna fuss with it just a little bit more. There you go. Okay, I'm happy. So I'm gonna take one more of these. I think I got two there. I did. Just need one. And I'm gonna push it on my black sleeve right now because I'm gonna have it on here and I don't want to necessarily have it anything rip. So I'm just gonna tear it. That looks good. And so now I'm gonna put it, we're doing layers. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. I'm gonna put that right here. And I'm gonna take my first color, which is Crumb Cake. I can use this as my little dab off. And I'm gonna take my brown blender brush. I love these little guys for doing things like this. And I'm going to ink it up, tap it off, and I'm going to go up with this one. And I'm just going to flick it up, bringing the color close to this edge. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna flick this up close to this edge, but I'm leaving a bit of white. So I'm just gonna build up the color. And this card is using the Paradise Palms bundle. It is a really nice beachy set. It has 2 palm trees that you can stamp, and then this little cluster with some coconuts that you can add. I think it's really cute. And the dies cut out this large little palm tree, which we're going to use as a silhouette. I can talk about that later. I'm just going to keep building up the color, making sure to leave a white edge. And it'll be darker down here, and that's kind of what we want, because we're going for an ombre look. Okay. So now I'm just gonna really, really, really lightly, now that I've got color, come down this way to get that edge. Barely putting any color on the page. I just want there to be a little bit of difference between this color and the next color, so we get that edge nice and clean. Take my paper snips, see, like that. And now I'm going to take this, move it up, put Crumb Cake away so that I don't mix up my blues with my browns. I'm going to take my lightest color, which is Pool Party, of the blues. Take my blue. Get another Post-it note. You can use a block with this and it would be really good because you could pick up the color that you're dabbing off. But right now I have Post-it notes near me. So I'm just going to dab off, and I'm going through quite a few blues, so I don't want them to mix yet until I want them to. And I'm going to go down with this. I went up for that one, but I'm going down with this one. Making sure to keep a white line around my Crumb Cake. So we're just gonna build up the color. I love Pool Party. It is one of my favorite colors. And this is gonna mimic waves and the sea foam. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna look at it here. I think that's really nice. So I'm just going to build up the color a little bit more, making sure to keep that nice and white. Let's do some circular motions to try to blend out those lines. I think they work with this card. I think they really do. So now I'm gonna lift it up and I've got my lines. Going to go Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point. Okay, Bermuda Bay. So I'm gonna put Bermuda Bay right here. Close up my pool party. And I've still got blue, so I'm gonna tap off, maybe do some circular motions to try to get the excess ink off. So now I can take my Bermuda Bay, tap it into the bristles, tap off, and go straight down. I'm kind of like flicking the brush so that it doesn't go near the pool party. And this is darker than the pool party, so it'll be a really nice gradual build up for it. And you just go until it's as dark as you want. You could tear new Post-it note strips every time you do this, but I kind of like the look of it going forward because it's like the waves breaking on the beach. And I've got my white line there, so I'm going to go up. I like that. I'm going to take it, I'm going to go right here. And the next color is Pacific Point. The Bermuda Bay off of my brush, and now I'm just going to tap it into my bristles, tap off, and I'm going to build it up going down. And I like the different tones of blues on here. It's really, really pretty. So just leaving that white space for the wave break. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I've got one more color left, so I might add Misty Moonlight into it if I think it needs another layer. Yeah, we'll just do another layer. I've got Misty Moonlight sitting right here, so we'll do that. That way it kind of, you don't have that big break right there. So I've got Misty Moonlight right here. Okay. And it's not as quite as dark as Night of Navy, so it'll be a nice transition. Push that color into the bristles and tap off. I'm just gonna do the same thing that I've been doing, repeating the process, moving it down, making sure to keep that white space clear. I don't want it to get muddy. But I think that's looking really good, and you can already tell that it's darker than this layer, and this layer. I like how that came out. So now I don't need the Post-it note anymore because I'm just going to go into the Night of Navy, my darkest color. Flip that open, tap it into the bristles, and come down with it. Close to the line, but not all the way. And I really like how as you go, you can see that white line. It looks really pretty. Kind of like the waves are receding backwards. And now I'm going to peel off these to reveal a really nice, crisp, clean line. Because we're all done with sponging. Don't need our blender brushes anymore. Get rid of those. And I'm just using the paper snips to peel off really gently these Post-it notes because I didn't tap them off on my shirt or my pants. I should have, he didn't. That looks awesome. And I really like how the shimmer paper gives it a nice shimmer like the ocean. So now I'm going to peel this off. Because remember, I have that glue dot down there. Here we go. Set that aside. Okay. I have this palm tree that I cut out in basic black because I wanted a silhouette of a palm tree. And it's so thin that one of the things that I did to make it easier to stick on there is used these Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets. So what I did was I took a scrap of basic black, peeled off one of the layers of the adhesive strip, put the scrap onto the layer of adhesive strip, ran this through the die cut, making sure that this die was on top of the black side, not this white side, because I wanted the sticker to be on the bottom. So now I can take, and there's all these little dots on there still, if you can see, but those tend to come out when I pull off the sticker. So we can worry about that after I start peeling it off. So I'm just going to take the Take Your Pick tool and try to find a way in. There we go. I just like getting it in between that layer, and I can peel it up. And then I can peel up on the other branches or palms. It took out some of them, not all of them, but some of them. So now I'm just going to poke those out, and they're sticking to the back. So now I can just go like that and they'll come off. There we go. We got some little pieces on here that I'm just kind of moving with the point of the Take Your Pick tool up and off. That way we don't get any weird bumps on our new sticker. You can use the adhesive sheets with anything. I like using it with really thin dies. So I'm going to line that up with the edge of the line that we made with the Post-it notes. So I'm just going to line that up really nice. See? It just goes right along that line. Okay. So I wanted this to be a happy birthday card. So I have happy birthday from the Paradise Palms stamp. It's got really nice mix of print and cursive. I have that. Here it is. And I have a scrap piece of white that I'm going to stamp on. I am going to stamp using the darkest color, Night of Navy. Actually, I'm going to punch first. So I've got the Label Me Fancy punch. It's this little guy right here. I really like this punch. I'm just going to punch out a little piece like that. Put it off to the side. And now I have this little piece that I can stamp on. Zoom in for you a little bit. So now I'm just going to try to line it up. Sorry if I get my head in there. As best as I can. Ooh, that's crooked. Let's try again. We have another side. I'm going to punch another piece. I didn't like how either of those quite looked. So I'm going to take another one and I'm just going to stamp again. You might see my head, I'm sorry. I think it's crooked on my block, which is why I'm having a hard time with it. Okay. So now I'm going to take this ribbon, and this is the white frayed ribbon, 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to cut. I don't have my ribbon scissors. Hopefully this will cut it. Cut just a little bit off. And then I'm going to cut one of the edges off. I really like this ribbon because you can fray it. So I'm just going to snip off that edge. Keeping that all together. And now you can just peel these little guys off. And that's what we want. They're really thin. I love ribbon that you can do this with. It is so much fun. Gonna get probably that much. So, you know, just this small of a strip, you can get quite a bit of ribbon doing it this way. Okay, so I'm going to take on the back, just run some seal on it. Take this bundle. I'm just gonna loop it like that. So I'm gonna get that on there. Oops. That'll probably be really fun, even though it kind of moved on us, because we want it to be a little bit wispy and that. So I'm just playing with it, moving it along, taking the little pieces that are not sticking down on it until I get them all stuck down. So then, looks like that. I love it. So I'm going to take dimensionals, and this will help keep that ribbon down too. So I'm kind of going over the dimensional, with the dimensional over those little pieces. I got 3 on there, and take my card, and I'm going to put it on the bottom, not quite on the bottom, right there, because we got that loop. There we go. And then, you know what? I have these Rhinestone Wave Basic Jewels in all of these fun blue and light green colors. I think they're gonna look really pretty on this. On the first card, I used basic rhinestones, but this, I think we can use this color right here. Kind of looks like Pool Party. Gonna take my Take Your Pick tool, because this end makes it really easy to pick up gemstones and rhinestones. So I'm just gonna go one right there, one right there, one right there. I think I'm gonna do one right there and one right there. Okay, I like how that looks. So this is the card base that we have so far, and I am just going to put it on my 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 piece of thick basic white. I'm just going to layer it on now. There we go. You have 2 really cute beach cards, one with the waves coming in and one with the waves kind of going out, but I think they came out awesome. Thank you so much for joining me as I take over Karen's page. It has been so much fun. I absolutely love the cards we've made. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.